Hey everybody, Edward Crim here for the maiden voyage of our great new Wisner 8x10 view camera. Now, as you may notice, you might not have noticed, I've got a genuine squeeze bulb here. I've got it connected via the right kind of cable. Believe it or not, I actually already had one of these bipole cables that I can attach to my pocket wizard to fire my flashes. And not only that, but I had a great subject in terms of my good friend Lester J. Badenoch III show up in time to have his portrait done. He is also, by the way, the other grandfather of two of the cutest little grandsons I've ever had.
I agree.
The only two little grandsons I've ever had. They're the only two you've got too,
The only
right?
two I have.
Right. His son Josiah married my daughter Eleanor a mere 12 years after she said she didn't want to have anything to do with him. So we're going to take a portrait of Lester enjoying his cup of coffee with this 8x10 Wisner view camera.
In case that answers my question, whether I should look serious.
Yeah, you should
or
look
whether
serious.
I should
Enjoy it.
have
Yeah,
a smile because I'm enjoying the coffee.
You are enjoying the coffee. Okay, so here I've got in this Fidelity Elite 8x10 film holder 2 sheets of, what did I put in here? Ilford's Delta 100. Or is it FP4? I think it's FP4. 8x10, we're going to load it in and take some pictures. In case you didn't catch that, first we pull back the spring back on the camera, and then we just slide this 8x10 holder right on in there. Right like that, just like the 4x5, only 4 times as big. Once it's in there, we're going to pull out this dark slide and make the exposure. But first let me show you something about this shutter. The shutter on this beautiful Wisner camera is a 12-inch Kodak Ektar. The lens is a 12-inch Kodak Ektar, and the shutter is an Acme No. 4 Synchro shutter. On this side here, it has a little dial that I have to turn to red for it to synchronize with electronic flash. It also offers focal plane and regular flash bulb. I've got my little bulb, squeeze bulb, tied into the side. I'm not going to use flash powder as they used to do when I was a kid. A little bit explosive for indoor use. But there are 2 cocking mechanisms. Fire the shutter. Okay, I've got the dark slide in so the film was not exposed. Right over here, this button cocks the shutter, and this lever cocks the flash synchronization. So you have to actually do both. Now we're ready for the photo. Okay, I think we're ready for the photo. So I'm going to turn the little locking mechanism on top of the film holder that keeps this dark slide in place, and then I'm going to pull the dark slide out. Not the back one, because that would be the wrong one, that would expose the film, but the front one. Now if you notice, there's a white side and a black side. Michael Jackson said it doesn't matter, but it does. The white side shows that the film's unexposed, and the black side shows that it's exposed. So when I put it back in, I'll put it with the black side out. Alright. Exposure number 1. I'm going to put the dark slide back in. Turn the little locking mechanism so it accidentally doesn't come out when I pull out the film holder. Pull out the film holder, grasping it firmly, and then we're going to take another shot. Turn around the other side. On that first one, Lester looked just as serious as his grandfather did when he had his photo made for the Chicago Board of Trade, right? He looked pretty serious in that photo?
Pretty serious in that photo.
He was president
of
the Chicago Board of Trade. You've heard of Chicago. It's the 2nd city of the Midwest. Okay, the film holder is down in place. It's ready for me to have remove the second dark slide, but before I do that, I'm going to cock both the shutter and the flash mechanism. Now I'm going to turn the little lock to unlock the dark slide. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to, Lester's smiling, that looks great. All right, black side of the slide out. We are ready for the darkroom. Hey, Edward Crim here, again with my co-granddad, Lester Badenoch, and my 8x10 view camera that we put to use for the first time today, getting a picture of Lester. He's holding one of the negatives. Hold it up in front of the light a little bit more so y'all can see it better. 8x10 photograph of Lester. You saw me setting up to take the photos. And here's the one of him smiling. And then we've got the prints. So we made contact prints in a contact print frame, and here's the photograph, contact printed, of Lester not smiling. And then here he is thinking about grandchildren. Yeah, because grandchildren always make us smile,
wonderful.
right? Oh
Yes,
yeah,
they are.
grandchildren. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you, everybody. Tune in next week.